So we are here to talk about the movie TELEIOS, or as it's known in the UK, Deep Space. This is a science fiction drama written and directed by Ian Trutiner, and basically takes inspiration from the likes of Star Trek, along with horror sci-fi like Event Horizon. And the story here basically is we have a kind of a rescue mission to a kind of a mining vessel, basically, and the crew is this kind of genetically kind of modified, basically a bunch of catalogue models that go to kind of like find this kind of this vessel that's just been kind of hasn't had any contact to try and retrieve the cargo. Upon arrival, they discover a sole survivor who seems to be somewhat mentally have issues, shall we say, and a kind of android. And then there, basically, it becomes almost like a bit of a mystery, trying to discover what's happened to the rest of the crew, where the cargo has gone, and the kind of the strange effect that basically is now affecting the current crew. So it's kind of not a typical kind of like shoot 'em up sci-fi, like maybe some of the covers might have you suggest. It's definitely tries to be more of a thought-provoking sci-fi. And I have to give credit here, obviously, when you have these kind of lower budget sort of science fiction films, I think it's incredibly hard to pull off. They do a decent enough job here of making a good of in somewhat of an intelligent subject, but on a kind of a lower budget, which is, you know, quite impressive in its own right. There are some issues with it. It does kind of look on the cheaper side, and it does very much feel like a B movie. I know these guys are all going to be the genetically modified and all that, but you can't help but think this is like a bunch of models posing as astronauts and things like that, and all the kind of the perfect hair and makeup and all of that, and the kind of the choice of aesthetics again kind of looks a little bit B-movie. The kind of the guns that they're using look a little bit kind of, you know, blue kind of lights and stuff on, which don't seem purposeful and things like that. And so there are some kind of trappings here that you think look a little bit cheesy B-movie-ish compared to maybe the more thought-provoking and intelligent sort of plot that maybe it does actually have. I have to say also, if you're expecting a kind of a high-octane space opera in the vein of kind of Star Wars or Guardians of the Galaxy, you ain't going to find it here. In actual fact, I have to say this plot is rather slow. It's well thought out and intelligent and a little thought-provoking even. This is kind of why I give this kind of shout to kind of the maybe Star Trek, but it has this kind of air of mystery like Event Horizon. Is the threat supernatural? Is it alien? Or is it man-made? You'll have to watch the film to find out. But it kind of just goes at a little bit of a slower pace here. The acting as well, I would class it as kind of mid-ranges, acceptable for a low-budget picture, but I don't think anyone will be too blown away with it. Overall, I found this, a fair science fiction film with a somewhat of an original plot. So if you're kind of looking for something a little bit different and a little bit more thought-provoking, not quite the same kind of like lofty ideals as things like 2001 or actual Star Trek itself, but certainly a good attempt at a kind of a B-movie style variant of that as such. As such, I'll give this movie a 5 out of 10. Have you seen it? What did you think of it? Leave a comment and I'll look forward to seeing you next time. Bye for now.